Bro, I have to bring Ashish on.
Welcome back to Down the Track. Punjab versus Mumbai. Mumbai fifth straight loss. Can you believe it? Punters walking in our shoes last year. This is exactly how me and Don were feeling like. Five losses in a row is never easy for any team or any fan. But Punter, I'll start with you. How did you find the game?
Well, I feel it was our game to lose after those two runouts. Um, those two runouts at a very crucial time, especially Pollard. Like Pollard can finish the game for you. But again, don't like the team balance, going with five bowlers and six batsmen. I know they trust the six batsmen, but still, like looking at the previous games, we see that teams have to chase down 190, 200 plus runs, and then you're going with six batsmen, is like adding too much pressure on the batsmen as well.
Yeah. We got a Punjab fan in the house.
Let's go!
Don, I'll get to you first. You got the
Absolutely. I'm just gonna sit with my popcorn and eat today.
दुनिया हिला देंगे, खुद हिल जाएंगे. Like, bro, what are you doing?
Don't worry, bro. Don't worry. We'll talk about the end of the season. I'm sure Punjab is not qualified.
End of the season, like you're becoming like Booker T, five-time
Five
losses.
times, baby. See, the best thing is like we are five-time
Mumbai
champions.
Mumbai
Punjab has
Rooney,
never
bro.
even qualified like more than once for
We qualified twice.
playoffs.
First season and
Yeah,
2016.
that's it. So you don't even have a cup. So don't.
It
even
is
talk
more
that
than
much.
once. It
First
is more
win the
than once.
cup
It's
and
okay.
then talk to Mumbai.
That's exactly what Rohit Sharma is doing these days. Just talking.
Ashish, your thoughts on the game? I mean, Punjab.
Amazing. Like it was bound to happen, bro. What was Pollard doing though?
I don't know,
No, that
man.
was Surya's call, not Pollard's call.
And like Mayank and Dhawan batting really well. That's a big sign for Punjab. But one thing I wanted to say is Odean Smith, he got some redemption. Ashish, so picked up 4 wickets.
3 wickets.
Last over he picked up 3, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he saved those runs. So Mayank backing him. Did you enjoy Mayank's captaincy today?
Yeah, Mayank was good. He was rotating bowlers, and it shows the character of the team that you support the bowler who got hit for like 13 in the last two balls or three balls in last game and lost cost you.
He froze. But Don, do you want to
I'll-
elaborate on that?
He
Yeah.
was a little
No,
bit scared about it. Yeah, so I'm like, maar dega ye." But like Odean did a good job.
Yeah. But Don, if you just want to elaborate on that, how did you see the game as a neutral point
yeah.
of view?
I think losing Sky at the time that they did, it just got too much pressure after that, but they kept losing wickets at regular intervals. I think after that partnership between Brevis and Tilak, I think it was important that Sky and Pollard went through, and Punter and me were talking offline as well. We were saying that, either one of those two go out is going to be hard, and as soon as Pollard went out, I think it just got too much pressure on Sky and he couldn't get through. I still think that that's a very solid top six, but you have to bring in someone like a Tim David, because the likes of Tilak Verma, Deval Brevis, Pollard, these guys can give you overs with the ball. Use them as your fifth bowling option, and Tim David also can give you overs with the ball. So use them as your bowling option and bring in a Tim David at 7. That gives you a little bit more with the bat, because your bowlers, unfortunately, you're a very weak bowling side. Your bowlers, whoever you're bringing in, is not doing the job. Basil Tampi is going for 50 runs. Unadkat went for 40. You're not able to. The bowlers that are coming in are not doing the job with the ball. So might as well try a batting all-rounder who can give you a couple overs, and have to take Pollard as a senior statesman has to take the responsibility of bowling an over or two, Deval Brevis over or two, and that's how they'll have to finish their 20. But I think Punjab will be very happy with this win. The couple of losses in the middle, people starting to talk about Punjab doing Punjab things, but I think they were able to come out there and make that, get this victory and tell them that they're still in the position, they're still a solid batting side, and they are now third, so they'll be taking a lot of confidence in this game. They play Sunrisers next, so I'm expecting them to lose that one and then continue their run.
Don, there's a hashtag going on. Bring back Arjun.
Bring back-
It's like, so,
5 losses in a row.
We're
We're seeing so many youngsters given a chance. I think it's time.
yeah. Is it the only thing? The only problem
The
is
funny thing was Sachin was on the field, but not Arjun. Like, I don't get it.
it has to be bring in Arjun. The only problem with that
Yeah,
hashtag.
bring in it.
Punter, one positive, big positive is Brevis. The way he batted for an 18-year-old to bat like that, hitting Char for 4 sixes in a row, and he's really marked his name with this particular over will go viral, and it's going to do a world of good for him and his career. But yeah, your thoughts on him and his ability?
Yeah, firstly, I don't know what Chahar was bowling that over. The over next over we saw what he bowled to Sky was totally different. So I don't know what happened there. He also tried a short ball, which Brevis was ready for as well.
Yeah.
But yes, in fact, it's you who always spoke about him before the Under 19 World Cup and the way he's shown his class today. He was struggling in the first 8 balls, couldn't get off the mark. Then he got a good boundary, I guess, a cover drive or something like that. And then later on, then what he did to Rahul Chahar showed what he is, the young AB. Why is he called the young AB, right?
Yeah, 100%. I think to bat like that in your first season, coming straight from the Under-19 World Cup, we don't see that from Indians themselves. And then for a foreigner to do that, it's extremely difficult. Ashish, yeah, sorry, Tom.
No, sorry. Credit to our host Mustafa Ismail to bring him into the limelight before the under 19 World Cup as well. He is like, and I just want to talk about that.
The impact he had in the first game itself that you saw, like against India, like you saw straight away. It wasn't his runs; it was the way he was hitting those shots. It wasn't
fantastic.
It wasn't really, and again that no look sixer. But Ashish, your thoughts on Rohit Sharma?
Amazing. Amazing. What a captain. I want this captain to lead us in World Cup.
I have a serious question though. Are you a bit like, I honestly don't feel like his captaincy was too wrong, but do you feel this is worrying signs for India going to the World Cup? Like your opinion, I want to know. Like
no, I think it's just Mumbai Indians not that same side it used to have. You don't have the Pandya brothers to take the load and become the sixth and seventh bowlers, right? So it's it'll take time for them to settle down because they are trying new. They are going with young blood, and earlier what we have seen from Mumbai Indians, they're always backed experienced players.
So are you saying that Rohit Sharma needs a good team to win? He can't
obviously
win.
Obviously,
not like an MS.
But it's not his fault. It's like it's a mega auction, so like you have to give chances because you can't retain everyone. They tried with Ishan Kishan. When he played, he was playing good, but like you need support from others. They're unlucky because they didn't have Surya in the beginning when Ishan was in form. And the worry point is that Rohit Sharma is not clicking. He hit good runs today, but then he just gave it up. So that's a worry side for Mumbai Indians as well as India because we need Rohit Sharma to perform on top. If Rohit performs, scores of 50, then it'll be an easy win for Mumbai because those runs he's going to score is going to be very crucial, and it'll be less pressure on the guys who coming after him because you have a good solid start on the top and one guy is set, and we know when Rohit is set he can hit like hundreds on his day. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I just think like with the auction thing, like Rohit Sharma must have been 100% involved. So like he has to take some responsibility there as well with the team that he has. Someone like him, Dhoni, Virat. I don't know if Virat Kohli is involved now, but these guys are involved in the auction. So he must have had a say with the players that came in.
I honestly think it's a little bit harder because there's more teams, and every team has an issue.
Exactly, yeah.
And I think Mumbai's issue is just a little bit more found out because they expected
the creme de la creme, the crop,
yeah, exactly, and they had extremely good amount of players, and the players that they have banked on, the likes of Tamam Mills and stuff like that, has not performed the way they should be. Tamam Mills has been pretty poor this season. The likes of, they wanted probably a spinner, but I'm telling you, man, if you bring in two players, they are playing only 3 foreigners, right? You bring in 2 players, you drop Tamam Mills for Jofra Archer, you bring in an Adam Zampa for any of these bowlers, and this is a different side.
Yeah, 100%.
So they need just 1 or 2 changes that they will make, I think, in the next season, and I think that they will be a better game. But I think this is just kind of a write-off tournament. Try and play players and see who's clicking. Like for example, Brevis and Tilak Verma now are your middle order batsmen. You have Sky 3, your top 6 are looking good. You have to just improve on the players that you have. Every team will need to do that, and I think that Mumbai has learnt it before anyone else has so far, at least.
Yep. In the comments, Mohammed Mustafa Ahmed's in the house. You know who that is, Don?
Yeah.
Hi, do you know who that is?
Yeah, I know your cousin. No,
Who?
your cousin. They're
Hyderabad.
from her from Hyderabad.
Mogs,
Yeah.
Mogs.
Oh,
That's
it's
Mogs.
Mogs. Mogs. Mogs.
The
Salute
guy,
to Mogs.
even Ashish and Patel, I've seen videos of him when Hyderabad used to win. He used to send those short
I
videos.
thought it was the other one. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Salute to Mogs.
Yeah. Ashish is asking you, what about SRH?
He's asking
SRH
Ashish.
is a
Good.
good team. I
Good.
was supporting them. Yo, there's the problem with the phone. I'll just connect back.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay.
Ashish is having great time right now.
He's getting a lot of calls.
But yeah,
His boss is watching the podcast. Get in there.
but thanks for him for joining. I mean, he's at work, but I'm sure when Punjab wins is the extra motivation. But Punter, anything else that you would like to add? I honestly felt that Mumbai actually could have the way Brevis
They
set it
should
up.
have won that.
It was an easy win. The run out screwed it up in that way. It doesn't. This team is not as bad as it's performing right now, or as the results are shown, and it is a tough time, but. Yeah, it's just about turning that corner. I don't know when it comes, and I think Tim David will be crucial in that because they're missing a finisher. If he was there and if he was, provided that finish like a Puran or somebody gives, then I think Mumbai is a different team.
Yeah, I think I totally agree to both of you. I think here from now, they should forget the fifth bowler. We don't have a fifth bowler. We do not need to go for a fifth bowler. We have three bowlers who can bowl for you. That is Brevis, Tilak Verma, and Pollard. Use them as your fifth bowler. Get 4 overs out of them. Uh, every bowler who's coming is going for 50 plus runs. So it's like just go with an extra batsman. Get Tim David in instead of you don't need to maybe on Artcut or Basil Thampi, and I think that balances out for him from here.
Yep.
Maybe also you can try Meredith instead of Mills.
Terminals,
Yeah,
yeah.
Meredith is there as well. Yeah, I want to see Markande, man. I just want to see him.
Yeah,
It's an option.
I
Try him
feel
out.
so that Markande would also be a good option instead of maybe a Murugan Ashwin, but he's getting you those wickets, so maybe that's the reason they're not trying him out. We also have Fabian Allen, who they can try, but apparently he wasn't available for last game. I don't know, maybe some injury or something, but let's see. Hope for the best.
Don, man of the match for you.
Ooh, such a hard one. I think overall, I think Punjab, they didn't have a single standout like who scored 100 runs or something. They had everyone perform. I think Shikhar Dhawan was good. Mayank Agarwal was good. With the ball, I feel like Vaibhav Arora with picking up that important wicket early on. It's such a hard one, but I think I'll give it to Shikhar Dhawan. I think he played that part very well. He was very important player to get them to that 199 score. I think so. I'd probably give it to Shikhar Dhawan.
Yeah, Punter.
I'll give it to Brevis. He made the game out of it.
Made a game out
Punter
of it.
always goes to the losing side. I'll also go left field. I'll go Jitesh Sharma, 30 or 15, the game changer.
Good shout.
How many runs? 212 runs, game changer right there. So
Good shout. Good shout.
yeah. And just quickly, as we move on to the next game, Don, you want to answer Mogs' question about SRH? You can say that.
SRH, Mogs, we are in good hands, Mogs. We have Tom Moody, don't worry. No, but I think honestly, it's starting to look. But tomorrow's not SRH's game, right?
Tomorrow is Rajasthan versus.
Before we get to that, just answer this
Yeah.
question. Then.
No, I think Sunrisers are a young team. Mogs, we have to support them. We have to back them through and through. We are looking good after 2 wins. I think another 8 wins and we'll make the playoffs. That's all that matters for me today.
And it's a good way to go into the next game because the next game tomorrow is Rajasthan versus Gujarat, and Gujarat's winning streak was broken by Sunrisers. We all know both your thoughts on Gujarat, like being a bit lucky in situations, and Rajasthan actually they've lost a game or two, but they've
One game, they just lost one.
Both the same, 4-3.
But Rajasthan have looked like a more complete side, both on paper and on the field. How are we looking at this game, Don?
I think Rajasthan has looked the best side so far for me in the IPL. I honestly think the way they started off in the auction, right? They started off in the auction. They bought well. They filled a lot of holes, and they've gone on to put that out on paper, and they are performing well on the field as well. That is the most important thing. I think that their bowlers have stepped up, their batsmen have stepped up. I think that they have no real gaping holes. Probably the only gaping hole that they have is that number 7 issue. If they lose a couple of quick wickets, we saw Ashwin getting retired and the Para coming in and stuff like that, there are small things like that they might have to worry about, but I think those are fine details that they don't have to worry about too much. I think the fact that Bolt is bowling well, Prasidh is bowling well, the Chahal has been phenomenal for them. I think he has a point to prove, obviously, which is always good. And their batting is doing very well. They bring in a Devdutt Padikkal who's been phenomenal. Joss is having a time of his life. He has the orange cap. They have the orange and the purple cap right now, so they're doing fantastically well. I think Rajasthan is looking the solid side. The only thing is, have they peaked too early, and will they lose their touch when they do? We've seen that happen in the past as well. Teams that start off very well, then suddenly towards the end of the tournament lose their mojo, and then they lose in the playoffs, which has happened. We've seen it in Delhi last season, I think it was. We've seen it with the Sunrisers in the 2018 season when they had 6-7 wins in the row, and then they completely lost stuff. That in 2018, I think that was so. That's the only thing with Rajasthan right now, but I think they look a good team. Coming to Gujarat, I think Gujarat is, we've mentioned it many times, I think that very disoriented team. I think that loss will open up a few question marks for them. Their batting still looks susceptible. When their bowling failed last game, they looked poor. When Lockie went for those runs, they didn't have a plan B, it looked like. They didn't have a person to fall back on, and those are small things that they'll be worried about. They'll have to address that quickly and come on, because the games are coming thick and fast. They'll have to quickly get that sorted and come into this game if they want to continue that good streak that they started the season off with.
Yeah, Punter, anything to add to that?
Just to match scenario wise, tomorrow they're playing at DY Patil. So we saw a game Chennai versus RCB. Huge run scored, 215 and then 193. So I think the only difference for tomorrow, if they have the same pitch, then I think it's going to be Rashid versus Chahal, whoever bowls better, because we saw the spinners doing it well for Chennai and getting them those wickets, and even for RCB Hasaranga. So Thikshana versus Hasaranga was the match scenario there. I'm sure tomorrow is going to be Rashid versus Chahal.
But then Chahal has Ashwin for support as well. He has that option, which can pile the pressure.
Maybe you see a Tewatia rotating his arms tomorrow.
Yeah, but Tewatia, I think he can definitely chip in with the ball. But right now they're playing him as a finisher. But he's been what Rajasthan wanted Ryan Parag to be, right, Don? Over the last few years, that's exactly what they wanted. But I think Ryan Parag is just there because he can bowl a bit, bat a bit, but. To
be very fair to him, I think that he hasn't gotten the chance. He hasn't come in the 12th, 13th over with the side 80 for 5 and to try and prove his mettle. He hasn't gotten that chance yet, because I think the top 4 have been doing very well. I think when he gets a chance, will he be able to capitalize on that chance remains to be seen. But I think, and with the ball also, because the bowlers have been so good, they've not needed to use that extra bowler. So he hasn't really been. He's been more like that player that has not been used that much. But I think there will be a time where he will be used, and that's when we'll be able to see the character and the mettle of the guy. They've put in a lot of faith in him, a lot of effort, and a lot of faith has gone into him. And we see that, I think, with franchises now, when they like a person, they go hammer and tongs for him, even if he doesn't perform. We've been talking about someone like Tilak Verma going because they trusted him. They like a player, they go for it. Parag has been Rajasthan for a while. They've gone for him. Similarly, Akshay Patel for Delhi, he's done well. Abhishek Sharma spent a lot of money. Hyderabad spent a lot of money on him because they probably trust this player and they want to go for it. So that hopefully he can come good for them. And when that situation does arise, we'll see how he
That's
plays.
That's a very good point, because if you just look at it, in the victories that they've had, he does the way they set up their team, they've got all their bases covered. So Ryan Parag's role is not the main role, so we can't blame him for a loss or credit him unless he comes and scores a 50 or 18 or he gets hit for 36. We can't really blame him for a thing because they've actually covered their bases. They're not reliant on the thing with Sunrisers. They're banking on Abhishek Sharma to open and give you that top. So it's a bit different from that side of things. So that's a very good point.
I hope they don't retire out Ashwin again for sending Ryan Parag.
Yeah, I mean,
it's kind of controversial, but they everyone was very supportive of that decision in the team. So,
but if anyone, Ashwin could know, it had to be Ashwin to do something little out of the ordinary.
Yeah, out of the box has to be with Ashwin.
Yeah, and Ashwin was okay with it.
I think he was running away. He was running away. I don't know if he was okay with it. I don't know what it was, but I think he was supportive of the team's decision. He ran away. I have to ask him. We have to wait for an interview in the coming years to see how he felt about it.
How he felt about it, yeah.
The funniest part was he actually hit 2 sixes prior, so that's the reason.
Yeah. No, Parag, no, 8 or 4.
No, Ashwin.
Ashwin
hit 2 sixes, and then you call him out. It's
yeah.
Yeah. But who are you guys going for tomorrow?
Rajasthan.
Punter?
Rajasthan.
I'll go Gujarat just for fun.
Because you don't like all these disoriented, disjointed teams. You like Man United fan. You are. What can you do?
It's good. It's good. I would just say one thing. If I could get on a call with Hardik Pandya, I just tell him, yo, just chill, relax.
Chill, yeah.
Okay,
yeah. I honestly thought after the game he seemed very chill, and he was telling the commentators to chill and relax and enjoy the game and stuff. But I think in those heat of the moments, I think he is losing his cool, and he has to be careful of that.
There's two things that I personally didn't want to see from someone like him is that there's two things, right? It's fine, you lose, you get angry, but one was that youngster he shouted at, and it wasn't
Neil Kant. What is his guy?
One couldn't hit, right? That was a two, and no one would have stopped that. Even I think Graham Swan said that even Hussein Bolt would have struggled to stop the two, right? It was difficult. And then the way he gave a mouthful to Shami, I understand it's his fault. You can go, oh, why didn't you catch it? But he gave a mouthful, and Shami is a senior player. He should just be a bit more.
He did it to Miller last game too.
He did Miller as well. And Miller is also a very experienced player. I understand you're a captain and there's emotions and everything, but it'll help him to keep in check, and it'll help him to keep his team also in check and they'll be more supportive.
Absolutely, I agree 100%.
See, I somewhat don't agree with you because we've seen Virat Kohli, we've seen Rohit Sharma abusing the players on the field. It's just because Hardik is a new captain, he does not mean it. Obviously, he does not mean it. Obviously, he respects Shami. He respects the youngster. It's just the heat of the moment, which that comes out. But yes, knowing the media currently and everyone talking about it that he shouldn't have abused. Yes, obviously, but it's just the heat of the moment. A youngster can also abuse. Today we saw. I don't know. I think so. It was a student of the Arshdeep abusing Pollard or someone. So it's like the heat of the moment. You can't just always be right. Yes, obviously the cameraman is expert.
But his narrative has changed in the last 6 months about abusing. He's fine.
No, I'm not saying. I'm saying to change the look of the way.
No, I get you there. I'm not disagreeing with your point over there. My opinion is just that because look, he has a new team. It's a young team. There's different players. He's captain, right? And he will require bits. It's not and it's happening very frequently from the David Miller episode. Whenever they're in a bad position, he's losing his calm. We've seen it with Virat Kohli at times. We've seen it with Rohit Sharma at times. But this, so far, what I've seen of Hardik Pandya, when they're winning, he's fine. When they're losing, he's losing it. So that's what I mean.
I feel like Rohit and Virat have earned the right. Hardik needs to get to that point where he earns the right. That's
a counter to Punter's argument. Punter's saying that you can't because he's a young captain.
Just because the cameraman zooms it and then shows you exactly what he is saying, then it doesn't make.
But listen, the narrative was like that when Virat Kohli used to do it, including us.
I'm saying, if you're aggressive, you stay aggressive. If you're calm, you stay calm. But obviously, you can't have that balance. Then don't do it. That's what I'm saying. If you're continuously being aggressive, that's not right. When you are dropping catches, you need to be aggressive on yourself as well.
Yeah, no, I just feel he just needs to tone it down a bit in situations where they're under the pump. That's it. Because that will just help because it's a new team again, right?
True.
And there's different players and everything.
I totally agree on that part. Yeah.
There's at times, of course, you might need to give a mouthful to players and it's fine. But sometimes you just have to tone it down a bit.
No, but that's something I'm not liking how media is putting that he's not respecting the seniors. I'm sure right outside the ground he would have apologized to me and made. That's something. I'm not saying the topic over here. Obviously, we understand things over here much better. But how media is portraying. We saw first Krunal did this, now Hardik did this. Come on, you guys don't have to do that. You don't have to elaborate such things. That's what I'm saying.
I think the problem with the Indian media has just become that they are just too intolerant. Ranbir Kapoor और Alia Bhatt की शादी को जाओ में.
Yeah, I know. Send them over there, man.
It's become a little, because the Pandya brothers have kind of created that reputation about themselves of being a little bit brash and stuff like that. So I think they get a little bit more stick when things like this happen.
True.
Yeah, Ashish, closing comments.
Punjab is the best team ever. Punjab versus Hyderabad final. IPL.
Chalne do, boss. We'll do the preview on Sunday. Then we'll go for it.
Yeah. Sunrise Punjab game, that will be a good game. And Punjab are playing some very aggressive cricket. I think the brand is exciting more than anything like that, but it's risky as well. So it's
I mean, but they've accepted it. I think they've decided, okay, if we lose on that grounds, but
Yeah.
we will go hammer and tongs. We'll go extreme aggressive. We'll go batshit crazy. If we lose, we lose. It's okay.
we lose. Yeah.
I feel the most important difference what Punjab has made this year is like Jaunty has more power. I think so. Like Jaunty is talking more to the players than Anil Kumble, and I like that because Jaunty was himself a very exciting player. I don't know if you guys ever saw him, but the way he used to run, the way he used to hit, he really likes that stuff. He likes to enjoy that moment. And today also, you saw him like the aggression was there when Odean Smith got the first wicket, then the second wicket. Even that they knew that they had won the game. It wasn't going to happen like a Tewate again. The aggression coming from Jaunty, like showed that how the team is currently. So that's good.
Absolutely.
Yeah, just on that, I heard a quick buzz of Cricket Info. It was, I think, Wasim Jaffer or someone. They were saying that it's Anil Kumble's strategy this year. He has full control. He didn't have control in the last 2 years with the owners coming in and everything like that. But apparently this year he has more control, and of course that gives Jaunty Rhodes control as well, right? It reflects onto that. Before you had the owners coming in and everything like that, but I heard that now this is Kumble's brand of cricket, and he has his coaches, Jaunty Rhodes and everybody who are getting involved, and they're having more say now as well. So your observation is correct, and I heard something like this. That's why I'm just like adding to that.
That's good.
But
they've changed a few things around in the Punjab side. I mean, like Basim Jaffer was also part of their think tank. He's been let go. There's a few changes there. They brought in a couple other players, a couple other senior statesmen as well. It looks like Kumble and Jaunty are definitely running the show, though, which is nice to see.
Which is good to see. I will catch you guys hopefully tomorrow. Enjoy the Champions League, and anything else you want to add, Don Punter? Don, you're in a good mood today.
Bro, my boss is also being a little chill after yesterday. He's being a little relaxed. It's nice.
It's good. So enjoy.
I hope this is gone. So let the Reds go on now and win the Champions League from here.
Bro, what is that team against Benfica?
I like the confidence of Klopp. Like give the youngsters a go and let's
go. They are saying, but why no Oxlade? Anyway, this is a different.
He's there. He's there on the bench. He's there on the bench.
We're getting diverted attention.
That was fine to talk
about. Take this offline.
But yeah, I think I'll catch you guys tomorrow and enjoy the games. And Punter, hopefully, you guys.
I said this year I'm going to just take popcorn and enjoy all.
All right, man. Take care, guys, and catch you soon.